Listen, Tuesday on this programme, you're used to hearing Emma Robinson as our digital expert. We only defer to the professor of those matters when Emma can't make it. Professor Kevin Curran is with me, as is often the case from the Ulster University. Kevin, thank you for popping in today. Kevin, I know about that. We've talked in this programme already about low tariffs and the culture of people not seeking out the lower tariffs. It seems half the country could be paying half what they're paying for broadband, but they don't check or they're not told about it. And that's a concern. Just in a word, if you can, Kevin.
It is, yeah. Only 5% take up of the 4 million eligible, but of course it's not in their interest to promote it, of course, and they were first forced to do it by the government.
Yes.
Of course people really should, anyone on universal credit, personal and independent payments are all eligible.
It makes sense. We've got the detail out. Hopefully people will benefit from that today. We'll come back to that. Kevin, let's talk about new rules banning so-called subscription traps and fake reviews. I hate this stuff because it's getting so clever and shiny, particularly with fake reviews of products, restaurants, stuff that you look at on internet. Kevin, what can they get away with, and why is it important that the UK government's digital markets, competition and consumer bill is on the ball here?
Of course, this is regulation. It's keeping these giants in some way, whatever, under regulation, under rule, under monitoring, really. So they're trying, of course, to stop any reviews, any reviewers who review products getting paid for that or getting anything in kind. In other words, trying to bring an element of truth to the web again, because reviews really matter when people are looking for products.
Like what? Like a pair of shoes?
Well, of course, I will hardly ever buy anything off Amazon if I don't. I'll go down through the reviews and look for the 5 stars, see what the percentage is, always.
And can you spot the fakes? Can you spot the ones that are shining it up?
No.
No, you see? If you can't, what's the chance the rest of us?
But no.
Therefore, ergo.
It's difficult, yeah. But again, what they're trying to do is obviously just prevent this happening, getting away with the model from anyone supplying anything, right? Of course, they can do that.
So that's the review of products. Kevin, the subscription traps here.
Exactly.
Free subscriptions. What are the pitfalls here?
Well, of course, people subscribe to, services again, and, within a few weeks, they're trying to extend, actually, even if you've made one payment, that you should be able to get out of subscription. Also, again, to come against these dark practices again, where something is so complicated to unsubscribe, make it very easy for people to get to unsubscribe.
So people sign up for a month, maybe forget about it, or can't figure out how to get off the damn
of course,
thing.
yeah, and they hide it so far, and you go into, help me, and they always bury how to unsubscribe so deeply.
Okay.
There is, some services you have to ring up, actually, to do it. It's crazy. So it helps the consumer, again, get out of subscriptions.
Okay, listen.
And also be alerted, because you can forget so much about your subscriptions on your phone.
Yeah.
So again, we should always get a reminder telling us that our subscription is about to come to an end, and give us easy instructions on how to get it.
I think half of us have forgotten half of it. You haven't. Most of us, I would say, have forgotten half the stuff that we've said. Oh, for God's sake.
I do. I make a practice always when I sign up to something to put a bookmark in my calendar, to tell me again, do I want that, to remind me to unsubscribe if I'm not happy with the service.
Right, the real, the unreal, the Turing test, as it's so often called. Right, Kevin, parrots on Facebook having a chat. A, are they real parrots? And B, does it matter? And C, why does it matter?
They are real parrots, and there's actually 20 million parrots in the United States again. And of course, they can become lonely. Because they are social birds, actually. In the wild, they would belong in flocks.
Lord.
And they start to self-harm, plucking out their feathers again. So this is an experiment, or, a trial done by MIT and University of Glasgow again, where they got these parrots again, and they kept them to a 5-minute conversation with other parrots. But they were able to initiate the call, and someone would say, come here, hi, hello. The parrots would really get into it, some of the parrots again.
And do you think the parrot knows it's saying that, or it's just saying what it's learned? It's just automaton parrot talk?
Well, kind of conclusions, they say that, birds actually can show and, exhibit more complex relationship
behaviors,
than they previously understood again. But it is because parrots are a social bird, but again, they suffer from avian ganglion neurosis. In other words, it's very difficult to bring parrots together because they can literally kill each other.
Right.
So again, this is one aspect again. So
oftentimes, one of the great pleasures sitting in this seat as you read out sentences you never think you're going to read. In a word, Kevin, the first babies conceived with a sperm injecting robot have been born. Good Lord.
Yeah, of course, in vitro fertilization, IVF, of course, is common. About 500,000 kids worldwide are born through IVF again, but it can be very expensive. The average cost is about £83,000.
Wow.
$dollars actually. So this again is a robot, but embryologists actually have very high salaries that they actually generally do that, injecting the sperm cell into an embryo again, and then they have to nanny it as well. But they're seeing here that there was this researcher who, again, it's not an easy thing. We're talking about below the human eye again, right? So again, air bubbles can be introduced, but this guy thought it couldn't be done. But he'd seen one of these, these incredible sculptures that are in the pin of a needle, where the Eiffel Tower was less than a millimeter, and he realized he could build a case to hold an embryo so that it wouldn't move, and then a robot could come in and insert it. So again, it's to move into, again, it does all these science fiction things where maybe in the future you can nurture an embryo right until it's a baby.
Professor Kevin Curran, as always, highly informative. Thank you so much today. Folks, hope you're getting used to our new schedule. Let me leave you with a thought that on this day in 1945, Bjorn Ulvaeus from ABBA was born in Gothenburg. As the buds of the upcoming Eurovision spring up all around